It's a pleasure to welcome San Diego State student athletes Lamont Butler, Darian Trammell, and Jaden Ledee to the stage. Lamont is a Mountain West All-Defensive Team member. Jaden, first team All-Mountain West, and Darian is a starting guard. So we welcome those gentlemen. A couple reminders. As a courtesy to those in the room, please silence your cell phones during this session. When you have a question, raise your hand and we'll get a microphone holder to your area. Please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question. If you're joining on Zoom, please use the raise hand function and we'll address questions in the room first and get to Zoom as time allows. Recording press conferences on cell phones or cameras is prohibited in this room. The NCAA Media Hub will have all video and audio available following these sessions. And if you could please direct questions to a specific player as you ask your questions, and that'll make things easier on the audio people. So let's go ahead and open it up to questions for these three student athletes. Well, to break the ice a little bit, let me just ask each of you, starting with Lamont, and then we'll work our way down the line, maybe just quick thoughts about being here in Spokane and about facing UAB. Lamont?
We're really excited to be here. March Madness is something that we all dream of. Last year we had an incredible run, and this year we were here to show that it wasn't just a one-year thing, that we can do it again. So we're very excited, and we can't wait.
Yeah, we're really blessed to be here in Spokane to play tomorrow. It's a blessing to be in March Madness. We just want to take care of business and do our jobs and make a run like we did last year.
This is why some of us came here. This is why most people play college basketball, is to be in these seats and in this environment. So it's a blessing, like Jaden said, to be here, and we're trying to seize this opportunity.
Questions from these three?
Jim Allen, Spokesman Review. For any of the players, talk about last year and that magical run, and why you think this team maybe has the ingredients and the talent to do that again.
Darian, let's start with you.
Sorry, can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Talk about last year's run. You guys had an amazing postseason. And talk about maybe why this team has some of the ingredients to do that again.
Yeah, last year was special. We brought a lot of good pieces back, obviously, from last year. So we kind of know exactly what it takes. It was all about passing on the tradition to the younger guys who haven't been a part of it. And I feel like we've done a great job with that. We had a great preseason. Regular season, we played a lot of great teams, a lot of hostile environments. So I think we're just set up to do it. We challenged ourselves early on in the season, so now we're here to show it.
Jaden?
Yeah, just to piggyback off what Darian said, we kind of got a few guys, that were here last year for the run, and we got the new guys who've been here with us all year, and we've been trying to just rub off on what we've learned in this tournament last year. So just the experience we got throughout the year and from last year, we can all gel it together, make a run this year.
Lamont?
Yeah, to echo off of what they said, experience is key for us. Like you said, we got a lot of guys coming back who experienced what it was last year. So we're going to be ready for that. And then, the new guys, they're really good, and they're going to really help us, go on this run.
More questions?
For Darian and Lamont, they switch defenses a lot, and one of the keys to that is recognition, understanding what they're in. How much of a challenge is it, and what's your sort of thought process when you play a team like this to quickly identify what they're in and get your players set up right?
Darian?
The main thing is don't panic. At the end of the day, they're going to be scrambling around a lot, so just being solid with the ball and making sure we make our reads as solid as possible and getting it where we know the ball is supposed to be is key. But it definitely is just keeping our cool and just being basketball players. I feel like that's what this game is going to come down to, with all the scrambling and just how long and athletic they are. This is a basketball game, so it's all about just being smart with it.
Lamont?
Yeah, I'll just say being organized is going to be key. That's going to take a lot from me and Darian, because we have to recognize it, like you said. we can't let it speed us up and let us go wild because that's how they want us to play because of all the switching defenses. So just stay organized and then keep our pace up and we'll be able to handle it.
More questions?
As you look at them on tape, and you mentioned their athleticism, switching defenses, rebounding is something that Coach Dutcher's talked about a lot. I mean, is rebounding the key to this game, or is limiting your turnovers for any of you guys?
Darian, let's start with you.
It's definitely a good mix of both. We obviously have to rebound. I mean, that's been the key to the game for, pretty much every game we've had this season. So it's nothing new. I think we kind of worked our way to be pretty physical inside and take care of the rebounding battle. And obviously, limiting turnovers is something we do really well already. So it's all about just keeping our composure. In this environment, it's very easy to get out of character or get sped up. So it's all about having that experience and knowing that we've been here before. So it's all about just keeping our cool and obviously rebounding.
Jaden?
Yeah, defense and rebounding usually is the key to games. So, we control that, control the glass, limit our turnovers. I think we got a good chance of, coming out victorious tomorrow.
Lamont?
Rebounding is definitely a key factor in this game. One of their best players, number 3, he's one of the best offensive rebounders, in the country and on their team. So we're going to be really focused on him. And then they got some other guys that really crash. So we're going to be locked in on that aspect.
More questions for these 3? All right. We'll let San Diego State student athletes go, and we'll have Coach Dutcher up in a moment. Thank you, guys. We'll post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com once we're completed here. So check there throughout the day. right answer. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Quick reminder to have your cell phone silenced during this session. If you're joining on Zoom, please raise your hand and we'll acknowledge you as time allows. And we'll go ahead and ask Coach Dutcher to please make an opening statement, an overview, and then we'll open it up for questions. Coach?
First of all, we're in the East Regional. We're playing in Spokane, Washington. That's about as far west as you can get, but we're excited to be here to get a couple games on the West Coast, hopefully. We've prepared hard. We're healthy, and we're ready to go and excited for our opportunity to see if we can win some games on college basketball's biggest stage.
Questions for Coach Dutcher?
Hey, Dutch. As you know, John Schaefer, San Diego Sports 760. What is it about this UAB team that creates challenges with the athleticism, the way they switch their defenses? What type of challenge is this?
You know, they're older. You know, you're not seeing a lot of sophomores and freshmen out there, juniors and seniors that have played a lot of basketball. Everybody on the floor is dangerous offensively, which is rare. Usually there's one or two guys you key on, but if you don't pay attention to everyone out there, anyone on that floor is capable of putting up 20, 25 points. So that's a concern that we're going to have to do a good job defensively. They're the number 22 ranked offensive rebounding team in the country. Everybody knows we've struggled sometimes rebounding the ball, and so we have to make sure we play defense at a high level and then finish with a rebound.
Mark Z with San Diego Union Tribune. You always talk about the NCAA tournament's all about matchups. So how do you rate this matchup? Is it a good matchup for you? Is it a rough matchup? Where do you fall on that?
As far as the matchup with UAB, a lot of times somewhere across the season you've played someone that plays like the team you're going to. And really nobody plays like UAB that we've played. They play multiple defenses. The Mountain West is predominantly man, and then they'll mix in some 1-3-1 zone. UAB plays 1-3-1 to man. They play 2-3 to man. They 1-2-2 three-quarter court press into the 2-3. They play straight man. And so we're going to have to adjust to switching defenses and be comfortable knowing that maybe as coaches, we're not going to have as great a control over the game as what we do when we play a straight defense. So sometimes it's going to be about players making plays, but that's what March is about. Players making plays to win games. And so this will be the perfect setting for that.
Dutch, can you just comment on the play of their forward, their 6'9", Yaxel Lendenberg, and what kind of makes him unique and able to have the success he's had this year?
I mean, he's as close to Degenhart from Boise as we'll play. He's really important to them. He can shoot the open three, but if you go out there and take the three away, he's going to drive by you. He can post up, and so he can score at all three levels. He shoots it, he drives it, and he posts it. And then you add rebounding to that, and he's super dangerous. So we're going to have our hands full with him, whether it's J-Pal, Elijah, or at times Jaden. He's going to be a challenge for us at the defensive end.
Fairly or unfairly, the way college basketball works, teams like yours are judged by what they do in this game and maybe the next game, and not what you've done in the last 34 games. A, do you like that? And B, do you just sort of accept that and embrace it?
You're judged every day in this business. Every possession, every win, every loss, you're going to be judged in coaching. So you got to have a thick skin. You got to know what you're doing is right, believe in what you're doing, and believe in your kids. And that's what we do. I mean, no matter how this goes, I said 2 years ago when we lost to Creighton in the first round, people wondered if we'd ever win an NCAA tournament game. Last year we won 5 games, and people don't think we'll ever lose one now. So we'll see what it is when we get on the floor. We'll be ready for our moment. We'll play hard. We'll play smart, and we'll let it all hang out on the floor.
Dutch, Andy Kennedy talked about the fact that you guys go back maybe 3 decades in terms of knowing each other. What's your relationship like with Andy, and what do you think of, obviously, I mean, he's done an amazing job at UAB.
Yeah, well, Andy and I were both assistants a long time ago recruiting against each other, and that's competitive. And then I followed his career. I mean, he's had an amazing career. You know, SEC Coach of the Year twice, stepped in for Huggins at Cincinnati, has done a great job now at UAB. So just the fact that he and I are still coaching means we've done something successfully. This is a hard business to survive in, and we both survived, and to a degree, we both thrived in the business.
Do you have a, I mean, you obviously see on tape what they do tactically, but do you have a sense for what type of kids he has? You know, being in a mid-major and kind of have to find guys who maybe, you know, don't have 5 stars and aren't highly touted. And just the personality, what kind of personalities does he have on that team?
Yeah, I mean, they look a lot like we did when we're having great success. They got great length. They have great experience. You know, they seem to play with a real level of toughness about them. And so, you know, you could close your eyes and switch uniforms and both teams look like each other. So, talented non-Power 5 teams that play the right way, that play hard, that compete at a high level. And so it should be a real challenging game for both of us tomorrow.
More questions for Coach? Anything? All right, we'll turn you loose, Coach. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.